All right, Ms. Murray, how was your day today?
My day was okay. We did reading benchmark assessment today, and the kids, I guess, got overwhelmed by how long the reading passages were. I had some who fell asleep, had some just kind of like rushed through the test just to say they were done. And I had a few who actually worked very hard, put forth the effort, and did pretty good on the benchmark assessment.
Good. I, and we keep like having this issue. I wonder, in all seriousness, like how can we get the kids to a point where they can handle that, like encountering or when they come across these long passages that they have the stamina.
Right. And my thing is, I just wish the passages would be things that could relate to our kids and not just these random passages that they have no interest in actually reading. So maybe we get more passages that they can relate to that might encourage them to actually read.
I second that, because even though I teach a different subject, I see it myself where the just look of defeat, disinterest, and it's like, okay, to get this over with, let me just click through, and that's bad.
Right. So any
That's bad.
suggestion for me as to how I can fix that, what I can do to work on that for the next benchmark assessment?
You know how, and I know you probably did it when you were in school too, like the drop everything and read, drop everything, dear, drop everything and read, dear, or something like that, or SSR, silent
Oh,
sustained
yeah.
reading, like. And I know you've been teaching ELA for a, a while. Does that help with it?
And
Like,
see,
does that help them build a stamina if they did more of that? I guess.
I think it would. And see, I only get that particular time to do solid stand reading with my fifth grade classes. Because with the other two classes, with it only being an hour and 30 minutes, it's kind of hard to find that time for them to just put everything down and actually read a book.
Gotcha. Because I think that could potentially help, especially with silent sustained reading. You probably carve out like 20, 30 minutes for them to just read.
And then maybe we implement reading in all the other areas and not just reading class. So maybe in your math class,
You're right. You're right.
you might can put math aside and say, okay, let's read a book for 10, 15
And,
minutes.
and as a reader, I'd love that because I'd have a book myself, and I know before when I did teach ELA, it was big where okay, we're gonna drop everything and read, and the teacher can have a book in their hands reading as well, just to kind of increase the interest. And I think over the years, reading has just become a chore to students rather than oh, I wanna pick up a book and read. You know, unlike students we've taught in the past, like um, Randolph, where she would just
Right.
pick up a book and read it, and you'd have to, okay, pay attention to my lesson right now. Um, they're just kind of different. They're just kind of
And
different.
they so caught up on the length, like not necessarily what it is, what they're reading about. So they
Right.
caught up on the length of the
Right.
text.
The length, and you know that's crazy. That is a good revelation or whatever. Because that's the first thing. And even with taking like the math test, they'll look at how many questions they have to do. Um, and I know for any assessment that I give them, a class assessment, they'll say, um, how many questions are there?
Mhm.
And I'll tell them, well, you have to do all of them, whether it's 100, whether it's one, you're
Right.
going to have to do them all. But it's quantity with them versus, okay, what type of questions are they asking?
Right.
What am I reading? I may be interested in this. Like maybe I'm into nonfiction and this is about dinosaurs or whatever. And I used to, when I was a kid, I was a fiend over dinosaurs. They don't care about that. They just look at the length. Oh, it's 3 pages. Let me just go to the questions and click through and click through. And that's just solution. And I don't know.
Or you think with the benchmark, like if they limit how many, because it shouldn't take 44 questions to know whether or not the students can read and comprehend what they're reading. We have 44 questions today.
Math has 35.
Yeah,
45.
44. And I'm not sure how many passages was in there, but the first passage was really long and it only had 9 questions that went along with it. And then you went to another long passage that had a few questions. So one of my students today, he read the first passage and it was 9 questions. He was like, "Can I take a break now?" Because of how long it was and then those questions. So maybe we limit the amount,
Of questions.
yeah, that may help as well, because like you said, they go straight to see how many questions they have
Right.
before focusing on anything
Right.
else.
Right. Just, even again as a math teacher, I see that, and that just kind of trickles over into math where they see word problems and it's like, all right, now I'm going with what's easy, and that's the add. And I'm going to pray that when I add, that's I'm going to find my solution. And it's like, no, I didn't actually read the question.
Right.
I didn't see that it says those keywords, and I'm sticking to my keywords now. I did, regardless of what anybody says, I'm gonna stick to my keywords because they are effective. Because chances are they'll see the keywords.
Right.
Very rarely do they encounter word problems that don't have the keywords. Um, and so I'm gonna stick by them no matter. I'll try other strategies, but I'm gonna stick to
To those keywords.
those keywords. Yeah, because they help. Um, it's just a matter of reading and them understanding what it is that they needed to do. How many need to finish benchmarking?
In one class, I have everybody that needs to finish.
Okay.
I only have one class where students actually finish, and it was only maybe like 6 or 7 that's done. Everybody else need to finish on tomorrow.
I'm at 9 finished in my 4th grade class, and with 5th grade, maybe 6 finished, maybe 6. But the thing is, the quality. I'm sorry, it's less than that. The quality of the work that they turned in, that's the issue. Um, it's like, y'all, it's stuff y'all already did, and that's what's discouraging. Like you said that earlier, it's discouraging. Because it's like I taught this. This is all you have to do is apply.
Right.
And that's the discouraging thing because, we getting ready to get into testing season and they got to show what they know. But when we take things like benchmarking, I don't know whether they don't take it seriously or, you know, it's like, well, I forgot how to do this or, am I doing the right steps? It's like, yo, y'all know how to do this.
Right.
Y'all know how to do this. We just went over this. Or even if we didn't, come on, y'all. I know you guys know how to do this.
And then I guess our problem could be benchmark related to iReady. It's a huge difference.
It is.
Whereas benchmark has these long passages, iReady, you don't have anything long. So now which one you want the kids to focus on, doing well on iReady, or
Right.
whether you want them to
Right.
give their best on benchmark?
And then the thing about iReady too, it caters to specific like grades, like it may test them higher. But on SE Ready, on benchmark, it's all 5th grade standards. So yes, it's good to know that my student is below grade level, but at the same time, benchmark focuses on 4th and 5th grade standards. SE Ready focuses on standards. I already just assess where they are, I
Well,
guess.
my opinion is benchmark is harder than state assessment.
Oh yeah, definitely. I definitely agree with that.
So then why discourage the kids with benchmark if that's not what they're going to see for state testing? Because that's discouraging you looking at these passages and you can't answer the question.
Right, right,
And some can't even read the passage.
right. That's a big issue.
Right.
That's a big issue. Now I know you said with one passage, it had like 9 questions. With SE Ready, is it the same or is it like short? Like, let's say we have a page and a half of a text, but 3 or 4 questions.
Something
Oh,
like that.
okay, okay. So with testing, they may see more passages potentially, but they may be shorter.
Right.
Got you. Got you. Okay. Well, lastly, and I'm gonna let you go, Miss Mary. What you doing tomorrow after the testing, if you have time?
After the students finish benchmark testing on tomorrow, my plan is to go back to TDA writing, text dependent analysis, just to get some more practice with the students actually writing, reading passages, and annotating the text.
Okay, that sounds so good. Me, on the other hand, converted measurements. But fifth grade, they have to convert large to small, where they multiply, um, and then smaller units to larger units in which they have to divide. Now, they can do the multiplication. The division, man, that's the part we have to work on, and they have to know when to multiply or when they need to divide. Um,
And you're just doing standard division, like the box and all the other.
right, standard division.
Okay.
Yes. Yep.